So as Americans at home became increasingly aware of what was going on in Vietnam, protests started. But it's important to remember that the majority of Americans were not out in the streets or on college campuses burning their draft cards. Right up through 1968 and maybe even 1970, most Americans supported the Vietnam War. During the 1968 presidential campaign, Richard Nixon promised that he had a secret plan to end the war and appealed to the silent majority of Americans who weren't on board with the anti-war movement. So the first part of Nixon's secret plan was Vietnamization, gradually withdrawing American troops and leaving the fighting to the Vietnamese. The second part involved more bombing and actually escalating the war by sending American troops into Cambodia in order to cut off the so-called Ho Chi Minh Trail, named for this guy, a supply line that connected north to south. Not only did this not work, it also destabilized Cambodia and helped the Khmer Rouge to come to power. The Khmer Rouge represented the absolute worst that communism had to offer, forcing almost all Cambodians into communes and massacring 1/3 of the country's population. So, not a great secret plan. In the United States, by 1970, the anti-war protests had grown, and discontent within the armed forces was enormous. Vietnam veterans, including future almost President John Kerry, were participating in protests, and things got even worse in 1971 when the New York Times published the Pentagon Papers, classified documents that showed that the government had been misleading the public about the war for years. Congress eventually responded by passing the War Powers Act in 1973, which was supposed to limit the president's ability to send troops overseas without their approval and prevent another Gulf of Tonkin resolution. Oh, how does that work out, Stan?
Not great.